Yesterday's snapshot was a very small one, but there are some important things to know. The game now uses Java 21, and this is the Microsoft build of OpenJDK, and you'll also be required to use a 64-bit operating system. At this point, if you're still using 32-bit, you're probably barely running the game. So welcome to this video for Snapshot 24W14A, but with so little to talk about, this is going to be like a bonus video where we go over some things that I missed from our April Fool's snapshot earlier in the week. And speaking of April Fools, it's Thursday, and today, what's going on here? Like, when I click, there's a bunch of potatoes. Like, why is this turned up now? This should have turned up on Monday. Anyways, if you missed my original video, you know where to find it. It's here on the channel. A great reason to hit that subscribe button. But first, let's finish our coverage of this week's actual snapshot. So if you've been playing these snapshots or watching my coverage, you may have noticed that the wind charges were moving through the air with lots of stuttering. This is actually an issue that also affected fire charges and wither skulls. And as you can see, they now travel silky smooth, so that issue has actually been in the game for a long time, and because it affected the wind charge, it's been corrected for all three. The new heavy core that's used to make the mace now has a default tool, and that is the pickaxe. You can also push this thing with pistons now. So, the breeze mob, this can bounce projectiles like arrows off of it, but there's been a change to these four: the snowball, the ender pearl, the egg, and the bottle will now bounce off of the breeze. And in general, it tends to come like straight back towards the player. Although the experience bottle seems to have like a little less momentum than these other projectiles. Oh, what's going on here? It's just resting on top of it. Oh, and it's making a lot of sounds. Careful, careful. What happens now? As for other bug fixes in this snapshot, it's the usual story of things that have just been breaking due to all the recent changes, so nothing else too major to talk about. And the data pack version was updated to 38. If this is relevant to you, fortunately, there isn't too many changes in this one. I also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that with the ominous bottles and the changes to how the bad omen effects work, raid farms have actually been nerfed as a result of this. Many of you commented about this, and it actually came to mind when I was making that snapshot video, but I just lost track of my thoughts with so much stuff to cover. Now, I'm sure the Minecraft community is going to find a way to automate the process of you getting a bottle and drinking it again, but as it currently stands, these sorts of raid farms are now nerfed. And yes, I've made these farms myself, but honestly, this is ridiculously overpowered, and I think this is a nerf that we should welcome. I'm all for farming, but some farms are just a little overpowered in my opinion. Right, now we can get to it. Here's all the stuff that I missed from my poisonous potato update video. With so many new additions, some of them were just a curiosity to figure out what they would do, like the big brain block that we have here. Well, its crafting recipe is actually a zombie head and 8 poisonous potatoes. And what this block does is it absorbs XP. Look at that. It goes straight into the big brain. Let's go ahead and actually like kill a mob next to it as well, because that also drops XP. The next trick is to go ahead and break this block. I'm not sure what the default tool is. I just decided to use a hoe, since that's the default for some other things in this. And as you can see, we get this potato of knowledge, and the amount is the stored XP. So let's go ahead and consume this, and bam, we get all of that XP. I've got to say it now, a lot of stuff that we've seen in this update kind of feel like prototypes for things that might be features in Minecraft. I'm not sure that we should have a block that absorbs XP like that, but it's a good way to test out these ideas every year on April Fools. One of my favorite things that we saw last time was the floater block, and when activated, apparently there's like a 32 block radius around this thing where it can pick up all the blocks and move them together. But the really interesting thing is what happens when you power multiples of these at the same time. Let's go ahead and press this button, and look at that. It's moving really fast. So as impressive as that was, what we're looking for is more of a speed comparison test. Alright, it's nighttime and off they go! Woo! These ones over here are whizzing away. Oh, that's just awesome. Okay, you knew what was going to happen next, right? Here we go. Oh, almost missed it. Almost missed it. Dang, that thing is whizzing away. I think it's like zipping immediately into the next chunk, but then the game's got to get ready to process what's happening after it. Okay, next up is resin ore, which you seem to find down near the bottom of the world. And in this cave, there's actually quite a lot of it about. Its default tool is the hoe. This is how you mine this block, and what you pick up is this stuff, toxic resin. Now this one has abysmal clarity and air bubble impurities. There is another way to obtain them, which is in this wasteland biome, which by the way spawns massive chunks of ancient debris. And the water here, yeah, it's poisonous. But killing one of these toxothins is another way to get that resin. As well as the toxic beam, this is what you use to make the lashing potato. That's the grappling hook if you need your memory refreshed. This thing was a lot of fun to play with. So these two didn't stack with the other one. We got clouded clarity with fishy impurities and dual clarity. And this is the stuff that works with the fletching table. But the thing is, you've got to match what's written up the top here. So this one is dual clarity, but it doesn't have pigment impurities. Okay, that was a fair few fletching tables. And there we go. Oh, there's a little animation with it as well. And we get our feather back. So now we have dull clarity and diorite impurities. And I could spend a long time placing down fletching tables trying to find that combination. Yeah, this seems to just convert it from one type to another. So this toxic resin can supposedly be converted to the amber gem through the fletching table, which brings me to the villager. All of them, all of the different types got new skins, and their trades have been changed from emeralds to these amber gems, as you can see. And clearly, some of their trades were changed too. And now that I have some armor from trading, let's use this inside of the smithing table. So yeah, a new color has been added that you can get using the amber gem. Very orangey. I like it. Next up, the potato refinery. This is about as far as we got last time. That's how you get yourself some potato oil. And if you use a poisonous potato, you get poisonous potato oil. And the trick that I didn't figure out is that we want to put the potato oil over where the potato is, and then put any item into this slot, and very quickly it lubricates it. And if we drop it in here, it will lubricate it again. So it's been lubricated times 2. And it seems that its maximum lubrication is 10. This feels like one of those things that might just go on forever. So each time you lubricate it, it only goes up a little bit. And it doesn't seem to quite reach 1. So let's play a little game and throw these one by one. Aha. And then what we should see is that they're all just a little bit further than the one before it. So I haven't moved my position or my aiming. Some of the potatoes are still moving along. I think some have fallen off the edge as well. This one is still going. That is... Oh, look at that one. That is a fascinating idea, to be able to lubricate Minecraft items so they can go further. Like I said, a lot of this content feels like prototypes. Alright, let's see how far we can go with a little automation here. I've just realized what's happening. The number is getting longer each time I cycle it through. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay, redstone is fun, so a little automation can't harm here. Aha, it's doing it automagically. Okay, and then seconds later, it reaches a lubrication factor of 1, but we're still going further. Anyway, what does this mean for how slippery it is? I guess it'll probably just keep sliding for a very long time. Oh yeah, look at this. Some of it is making it real far. Oh my god, that one over there? It's gone like the full distance. It's still going. It's still going. Approaching level 100. Okay, it goes above 100. I think I'm good with this. Next up, a block that didn't have a crafting recipe. This is the poisonous mashed potato, and it can actually be layered up similar to how snow is. When you walk on this, you get a new sticky effect. It'll also prevent you from taking fall damage. And I've just learned you can also sort of go inside the block too. So it's kind of like snow layers, but also like powdered snow. Anyway, let's check out the sticky effect as we walk off the edge here. You can see now I'm gracefully sliding down these blocks and into the void. So once again, talking about prototypes, the sticky effect I think could be something that might come to Minecraft. Here's something that does have a crafting recipe, the Poison Potato Hammer. And this thing has knockback X on it as well as doing 11 attack damage. When you use this on a mob, there's a chance that a lingering poison potion might be dropped. And yeah, you can actually see a couple of them from the remains of where the creeper ended up. Although they're black particle effects, we get the poison effect. Okay, here's something we had checked out before, the poisonous potatoes. What I didn't know is that these can actually stack up to 64, and you can equip them when they're stacked. Let's go ahead and take some full damage. Aha, that's how we get that block, I see. This time we'll go a little higher, bam, and higher still. It seems like the further you fall, the more of these blocks get placed. And also we are consuming these each time we fall down. So, final few details from me. The rain in this game is poisonous if you're in survival. This poisonous potato headpiece can actually be worn as a headpiece, and then poisonous potato zombies will ignore the player and burn in the sunlight. There was also this golden poison potato and an enchanted one too, and on retrospect this is pretty obvious what this is. It's the equivalent of the golden apple. So you craft one like this and the other with golden blocks. When we eat the golden poisonous potato, we get absorption and poison. And when consuming the enchanted one, we get a higher level of poison absorption, luck, and bad luck. Next up, the potatoification enchantment. This basically adds poisonous potato drops when you mine particular blocks. And the higher the level, the more potatoes you're going to get each time. So this is level 5 and we just get a stupid amount of them. Oh, that's funny. And lastly, the Plague Whale mob dropped an item known as the Dent. Aha, do you recognize what that is? It's a piece of a trident. So you could use those to craft yourself a trident. And I think there might have been one or two more details that I have missed, but that is pretty much everything that I know about this snapshot. I think it's really cool. And as I remarked earlier in the video, it really feels like this is a prototype for trying out some experiments and seeing what people think of certain mechanics being introduced to the game. So, comment down below, let me know what your favorite things you've seen over the last 2 videos on this snapshot, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to catch more, and I'll see you soon with another one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.